All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. All right, guys, so we had a real nothing burger kind of day over here. You had 0.4% of range on the day on QQQ, and SPY, S&P 500, had 0.28% here. Pretty absolute nothing burger of a day, but I do think it's setting up the the 4-hour chart over here. I think we're poised for upside. That is what I got out of today. SPY ended up sitting right here on the 4-hour 21 EMA all day. From here, guys, just look for a break above today's high, 644. That brings you up to highs of 646.19, and then we look for 648 and 650. Or you break underneath today's low at 642.18, and we come back down to 639.85. And we're going to be expecting buyers on the dip because, again, things look like this. And yeah, that's just probably going to be how this goes. We would just be pulling back into where we just broke out from. Expect buyers on that move. So, you either break down, you have a little downside followed by further upside, or you just continue straight up to the upside. I think it looks like we're probably going to just be continuing up. You come over here to VIX. You could see you gapped up today. You pushed right up to the 21 EMA, and then you faded the whole entire session. We are probably coming back down to lows over here on VIX. As SPY goes back up to highs, QQQ should go for the ride. All right, so what are the levels you're watching over here on QQQ? On the downside, we have where we broke out from 574.63. If that can't hold, 571.57, 567.76. On the upside, today's high at 577.77, 579.84, 581.88, 583.32, and 585. We're probably going to be pushing back to the upside later on this week. I imagine we make it back up the highs, or probably just going to get something like this going on for the week where we don't really move anywhere, and then next week we move up. Those are the probable scenarios from here. You can sell, but like I was saying, you're just expecting buyers. You're going to be reverting back to the mean. You're pulling back into where you broke out from over here on SPY and QQQ. Until proven otherwise, you are going to anticipate that buyers will hold the line over here, considering we just broke out the fresh all-time highs. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. It is a waiting game from here, but I'm telling you, the signs are that, yeah, all right, SPY's going to be at all-time highs. QQ is going to go back up to all-time highs. VIX is going to crush back down to the lows. Let's go over the Mag 7 stocks here, guys, okay? Tesla, starting to catch a bid today near the 21 EMA. It was actually a breakout level, 330.49. Above 338, we're talking 348.98. And then we know, guys, all right, the thing wants to move up. Then we have 357.54 and 367.71. That's Tesla. Meta, all right, pulled back today to the 21 EMA. That's where you found buyers. You really do have to just get back above 775 for this thing to start pushing back up the highs. Until you're above there, expect you to consolidate in between the 21 EMA, which we're just going to say today's low, at 756.56 and 775. Okay, that is your current range. Got to break above 775 to change that. That is Meta. Amazon over here, guys. I'm thinking this thing's just going to be chugging up to new highs this week. I do think we're going to be taking out last week's high at 234.08 and pushing up to 236.53 this week. And that is Amazon. That's really it, guys. Above today's high at 231.91, you have 234.08, 236.53, and then 242.52. On the downside, 230. Today's low at 228.33 and then 226.22. That's Amazon. NVDA, guys, looks like it's going to be pushing up back up to the highs here. That is what it's shaping up for. You can see it here. All this consolidation is likely going to result in that next leg up. You see how it is looking on the weekly chart, guys. You had this large upper wick, closed up near the highs, didn't break out, pulled back the following week, had a very narrow week, all right? And now is, still just in that consolidation, but looking like it wants to push up, guys. This is probably going to actually lead to an explosive move. I think we might go straight to $200 over a 1 to 2 week period. It might be something like this. That's $13, guys. That's almost bringing us up to 200. And if we're at 198, we probably are just going to go a little bit further and push 200. So, honestly, big trade over here loading on NVIDIA, guys. I'm just saying. Break above 184.48. Target 190, 195, and 200. That is NVIDIA. Likely going to happen before earnings. We start breaking out this week. That's NVIDIA. GOOG. All right. That's Google. On the upside, you have 207.33, 208.70, and we're watching 210, 212, 215. On the downside, 202.88. You can't hold there. You come back down to 198.16. That's where you just broke out from. I do think this thing is just like Amazon, going up to new all-time highs in the short term. Expect new all-time highs. That's all I can really say over here. I don't know why people are bearish right now. I don't. There's nothing to be bearish on. Guys, Apple, if we do get this further pullback, if we can get a chance to buy 220, 225, I think we should take it. No financial advice, but I will be a buyer. And I think it's not a bad idea if you're a buyer too. But again, no financial advice. I think if we get this move down here, 225.62, I think it's going to be short-lived. And then I think we get a chance to sell anywhere between 231 and 235 shortly after, maybe even the same week. So that's something I'm just sitting here waiting on. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Daily RSI is coming back under 70. That's just what has happened in the recent past over here when we've had that condition, and it would make sense to retest that area. So we're watching for it. That's Apple. You're bullish on these dips. Expect this thing to eventually be breaking above 235.12 and start that push for 240 plus. It's Apple. Microsoft. You're cracking the daily 21, guys. That's a condition that hasn't happened in this whole freaking time. Don't be bullish on Microsoft right now. I'm telling you. I'll give you what's hot. And yeah, Microsoft is the only one that I want to say just there's absolutely no point. No point. So that's Microsoft. It's cracking the 21 today. Not the best when everything else is looking how it is, and Microsoft is the only Mag 7 stock looking like garbage. All right, so that is that. Now I got some trade ideas here for you guys. I got some things that we went over in the weekly update, but these are some things that are moving that yeah, I think you're going to be doing some cool things in the short term. Okay, and if you want to come trade these things with me, guys, I'm live every single day. That link is down below. But I'm just telling you guys, SOFI 25.11 incoming short term, and then $26 to $27 also coming short term. You can make some money. That is SOFI, guys. I do think with how we closed out the week last week, I think it's very likely that we break 25.11 this week, and the target range here 26 to 27. But I do think shortly after we get 28.26, and that is current all-time highs. And then, guys, everyone knows this thing. Everyone, any person who's been, a perma bull over here at SoFi throughout all these bumps, 30 plus, guys, 30 plus. I do think you get up to 27. I think they bring you a little higher to 28, 26. You get up there, I think they bring you a little higher to $30. So, SoFi, all right, put it on your radar. And maybe you make some money over here because you want to trade this thing because your boy over here put it on your radar. Maybe it was already on your radar and you're having a good time. Regardless, probably is going to be having a, return of the big moves here, okay? You have a bunch of consolidations just starting to break out, okay? I'm putting it on your radar. We talked about in the weekly update, though. Actually on the focus list this week. APLD, guys. We got a freaking breakout. Above 1542, guys. Next spot is 1968. That's really it. We're coming all the way up there. We're coming 20 plus. But yeah, in the short term, guys, we talked about crack 1542. We're talking 17 to 18 in the short term right away. Well, today, guys, we got pretty close to 17. High of day 1692. Above there, guys, I think we're going 18, but I really do think this thing is just going to go 20 plus here with how it's been set up. You had this big pullback. All right, you're just now starting to break out. I doubt we're going to have the same weekly range as we had these other weeks. That was 24%. This over here was 24%. And guess what? This one is only 16%. All right, so even if we're going to get that 24% of range in the week, that's, minimum, that's just matching. We're getting 18, 20, okay? So in the short term, guys, this week, $18, okay? $18. I hope you guys are making some fucking money. All right. I'm tight. I had 829 calls. I kept the 919 calls. Had 829 calls on this day right here. Cut them over here. Saw them dip. I was a little happy you dipped down on it, but I thought you were going to stay in consolidation. Boom, you pop off today. All right. So I entered 822 and 829 calls again here. We're riding this bad boy, but you know, I'm just gonna tell you guys. I know for a fact you dirty motherfuckers out there. You're up a couple 100% right now. You're playing weeklies right now. You're up over 100%. Okay, you're gonna have a chance to be up a lot more in the short term here on the move to 18. If you see that move, don't be a dirty dog. Okay, you better take that money to the bank. All right, you take that. This is the exact move, 20 to 30%. We knew a 20 to 30% move above 1542 was likely incoming 18, guys. That is only a 16, 17% move. All right, I'm talking 20 plus. This is the money maker over here. If you're making money on it, please just remember to take profits on this move. This is everything we've been waiting on, and it's right here. Okay, it's right here. That's APLT, guys, above 1692. Target that 18. That's the minimum target for this week. I say up until that point, weeklies are relative. I'm not going to call them safe. The weeklies, we all know that. But I'm just telling you, this week, expect it to be larger than the last two ranges that we had. Okay, and this week was 24%, and this week was 17%. I'm willing to bet that we're going to have more than a 24% range. All right, we're looking for 18 plus, but you know, more likely we're just going to head up to 20 bucks. If you have consolidation day tomorrow, expected to be bought the following session. That's APLD. Lemonade. All right, setting up in this high and tight flag, guys, above 60.41. I think we could push straight up to 66.48. That's where you broke down from over here. I think we can do it. I think we can. And yeah, I think that might come tomorrow. All right. So I hope some of you guys make a shit ton of money here. I know some of you guys like to play weeklies all the time. And guess what? These are some names that I'm giving you right now. Yeah, you might be able to pull out some 5 to 10Xs this week. So I hope some of you guys do. But yeah, 60.41, guys. Above there, we're talking 66.48. And then above there, 70 plus. I do think it's possible. I definitely do. I'm just going to point out, you see how you went vertical there? Well, guys, this is only week number 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. You just kept going vertical. All right. And I will point out, you set up like that. Oh, what happened? Bing, boop, bop, boop, pow. Okay. All of a sudden, a 13% move above that high. Oh, the next one. What happened after you set up? Again, you got a 19% all in one day, guys. All in one day, which means tomorrow. Which means this idea I'm giving you right now. You can play weeklies on this guy tomorrow, and you can look for that. We're going to say 10 to 13% move to be on the low end, but maybe it does some crazy shit, okay? Oh, you break over here. What happens that actual first day? 15% move. All right, so I'm telling you, this thing's starting to trend right now. You already had one of these, you know, consolidation periods here where, boom, you broke up, you have 15%. I'm telling you, I think this thing might actually get, we're talking 70 plus over here the coming 2 sessions, all right? That's a 10-point move. I hope some of you guys make an absolute bag off this. I'm going to be there with you. But again, if you want to come trade these things with me, all these stocks we talk about, why do we think they're in Henry's YouTube videos? Because this is what Henry likes to trade, okay? But yeah, Lemonade, guys, this is top watch for tomorrow. I think we're about to get a big boy move. And yeah, this is an APLD, but APLD is already moving. You're already positioned on that. All right, over here at Lemonade, I think this is fresh. It's about a pop. TM, guys, again, I hope some of you guys are making freaking money. I'm telling you, guys, we give you gold at the end of these videos. Just have the patience with your boy Henry over here. Just have the patience to make it to the end of the videos. I'm making it so you have a good time. I don't care how bad you are at trading, okay? Focus on these tickers. You gamble on these tickers, you still might have a really good time. Okay, maybe sometimes you have a really, really good time because sometimes they give us 20, 30% moves and you can pull out 10 to 20 X's, okay? But I'll tell you right now, all right, please, I'm serious. Just, you know, size accordingly and focus on these names I'm giving you. These are the ones that are constantly moving here in the market. And you can, you know, using 1 to 2 month out contracts, guys, you can consistently pull out 100 to 200% gains on all of these tickers that I show you at the end of the video, okay? Now, Mag 7 stocks, yes, sometimes they make their way into these ideas, okay? But at the end of the day, I have fresh ones at the end of each video that, you know, might just be popping off, maybe, just might be that next day. All right, you know, a bunch of these we just talked about. SOFI, APLD, Lemonade. All right, TM, I don't know if it's going to cool off here in the short term. I think this weekly candle is going to get larger. And I do think we're getting 80 plus. I think we might go 85 bucks this week. Regardless, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Lemonade, APLD, SOFI. These are ones that are going to probably be moving tomorrow. And if APLD has a consolidation day tomorrow, the next day might be a 20-30% day. And boom, again, you could pull out a couple 100% off that move. Doesn't really matter what expiration, you know, as long as it's, you know, less than a month out, you probably will be pulling out, you know, 100-200% on that move. Weeklies will move more. All right, you know, stocks like over here on Uber. Okay, Uber coming into the week, you had it. Okay, and guess what? The thing's starting to move. It's starting to groove. And above 93.60, guys, there's clearly a big spot. There's nothing until 97.72, and guess what? Then we're going to 100 bucks. All right, again, I hope some of you guys are making bank. That's how it be. But yeah, guys, this breakout didn't have a big move. It didn't really bring them anything. It was a complete Nothenberg. You had a 4-point move, even though the range here is 12 points. Okay. Well, since you didn't get it that time, I'm willing to bet you get it this time. And 12 points brings us all the way up to 105. Okay. I think we're going to get 105 here over the coming few weeks. All right. I'm here for it. You're here for it. Maybe your buddies are here for it. Uber about to be a money printer over the coming weeks. I like the 919 calls. 100 and 105 strike. I like them. MCD. Then up real nicely, guys. Had a nice doji candlestick today. Nice day of consolidation right underneath 310.40. I think you probably get another day of consolidation tomorrow, and then I think you crack 310.40, and all in one day you go to 314.55. Above 314.55, the next target is 317.90. I think we can get that this week. Again, I'm giving you gold at the end of these videos. It's just your job to put them on your watch list and pay attention to them. Alert those charts up. All right, pay attention to them when they're actually moving. All right, and maybe you decide to pull some triggers and make some money. I give you the ideas here every single video. Just pay attention. Just pay attention, and please leave a like. That's literally the only thing I ask for. Please, I promise. People pay so much money for information I give to people for free, and you know, all I ask for is a like. That is it. It would make me really happy. It's the only thing that will help me eventually get out to the YouTube algorithm. But recently, guys, you know, our views have been ticking up, so I think it's working. Please just help me keep trying to grow this channel, and the only way I could really, you know, affect that is by trying to make better content, trying to put more value into these videos, and hoping you guys hit the like button more. So I hope you guys hit the like button more. Please do so. But yeah, MCD, I think big breakout above 310.40 coming this week. 314.55, that is your immediate target. Hood. All right, guys, again, you had this coming into the week. This is one I'm not sure if you're going to be consolidating this week or if you're going to be pushing up, but I do think we might get 130 plus on this move, guys. I think if you break 117.70, I think the immediate target should be 125, and maybe we do get 130. This is a lot of consolidation here, and if you just take the low of the consolidation to the high, that's 20 points. All right, and you just start breaking out, and you actually came back to confirm the move by pulling back, reverting to the mean, 21 EMA. But 20 points is no joke, guys. It's you know, almost 135. So I do think big boy move coming over there on Hood. MU, easy money play over here. We told you to be bullish on this dip over here. We think there is an actual massive, you know, breakout loan over here over the coming weeks. And above 130, guys, this thing goes 140 plus pretty quick. I think that's coming. So I think this dip buy over here, it was just reversion to the mean after your big move. You got the big breakout over here. I gave it to you on this day right here. All right. Now, you know what? Nah, I think it was this day right here. I think it was. I gave it to my people right here because I got my alert. But yeah, I gave it to you guys right at the close. And the next day I had a gap up. All right. So that was, you know, coming into the week fresh over there. But now we've gotten that pullback that we said might come here. And, you know, it's bullish on the pullback, guys. Until proven otherwise, expect these dips to be bought. And yeah, no, buyers they're thinking just what I'm thinking. They want to bring this back up to 129.85, guys. Expect that to come over the next 1 to 2 weeks. And then if we can't crack that, 140 plus, I'm telling you, 140 plus comes pretty quick over here in MU. APP. This is one over here that, you know, I'm just telling you, if you could get over 449, that's the big level here. If we can get back above there, I think you push straight up to 473.70, and I think we got 487.99, you know, all this week. I think 500 plus can come. I like how they closed last week out. I like how the daily chart is showing this consolidation pull back right back to break and retest right at 428.99. Then now you're consolidating here. This 3 sessions right here at this level. You know, I'd say really confirmation. You got to get back above 450. You could just use 449. That's the level I'm watching. Get back above there. That's when I think this thing's probably a solid shot. This week goes back up the highs, and at that point, this was proven to be your consolidation week, and we probably are going to have one of these moves. All right, and that would happen in the second half of the week, which means we might have like Thursday or Friday just being massive days if we spend the rest of the week building our way up here to last week's high. And, you know, it doesn't have to go like this, but, you know, the last time you were having these big, you know, massive moves like we just started up over here, this is the last time I could really point this out. And, yeah, this is what happened last time, 13%, 21%. Dude, we do 13% above this high brings us, you know, way up in the sky here. We're at new all-time high. It's 535. So APP, put it on your radar over here. I think it's about to start heating up. I gave it to you guys down here before the big move. You know, I hope you guys made some freaking money. And now I think it's, well, for me it's round 3, but YouTube channel it's round 2 over here. And yeah, that's APP. Netflix, guys. I think Netflix is about to have the big move this week. $1,300. Expect it. $1,300. It's Netflix. All right. It either happens or this time is literally different than the last 6 times. Price printed a green bar off the weekly 21 EMA. We will see. All right. But it's a year and a half. This is going to be the first time. And again, you know, 6 times that this, if we don't go 1,300 this week, okay, then this is the first time in 6 times that you didn't get a 13% move off of the low of that first green week here on the weekly time frame off of 21 EMA. Just like right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And is this going to be the 7th time? Probably with what is going on here, okay? I like how the hourly is set up over here. It's nice and coiled. I do think if we take out 1251.16, today's high, probably go straight to 1262. But I think all in one day, guys. I think we're going to get this big move. All right, you might get a 4 to 5% move all in one day, and all of a sudden, Netflix is at $1,300. Keep it on the radar this week. Keep it on the freaking radar. Oh, guys, you started getting the breakout we talked about. You did get quite a move off the open. All right, by quite a move, I mean 5%, and then you pulled back. All right, and then you know closed out with that big fat red doji candlestick on the day. I don't think it's over for bull. I think we probably still are going to be pushing back up now. For me, you know, I didn't take action on this. Now instead, I'm going to move this level right here. If we could take out 1708, guys, we probably are going straight to 1885. So I will participate in this move, that 10% move, and we could pull some money out of that. And that way, we don't have to get involved in this mess. If it wants to turn into a mess and it goes like this, all right, you don't get involved. Why? Because it never came back to get the breakout. All right, if it does, then all of this was just a break and retest. And yeah, you know, it's probably going to go to that next area of interest, which up there, it's 1885, and then we're going 20 plus. So bull, there is that. But, you know, I'm just going to say APLD, it's definitely one that's moving right now. This should, you know, this is this more speculative name right now to keep on your radar. And then I'm telling you, Lemonade, I think it's going to have a big day tomorrow. I'll be all over this name right here. All right. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please just remember to leave a like. That's all I ask. All right. I beg of you at the very end of the video. just leave a like. That's all I ask. All right. But yeah, I hope you guys are killing this market. I know the market wants to do this, but I'm telling you guys, it is our job as traders to find what's moving in the market on a day-to-day basis. If you're trading every day, that's your job. Okay. There is always something moving. It's our job to find it. All right. I personally do my best to find it. All right. You know, for myself, just so I can take advantage of these moves. All right. And then I give you guys these on YouTube for absolutely no cost. Just please like button. All right. And again, if you want to come, you know, trade with me, I'm live every day. That link will be down below. And yeah, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Oh, Jackson Hole, by the way, on Friday. So we could have a muted week up until Friday. What if we get, you know, nonstop choppy action up until Friday and then bang, big, you know, I don't know, 1.5 to 2% move in one direction or the other. And there's, you know, the whole weekly candle here on SPY. I don't know. All right. But something to think about. All right. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.